So we're going to go ahead and plan what each one of these stripes are going to be. I'm going to let you choose whatever colors you want and however many colors you want, but I decided to choose 3. I have pink, magenta, and turquoise. We're going to lay down a powder layer on each line, and it's a powder layer for a reason. It's a very light, especially virtual students. This is not meant to be heavy at all. An incredibly light powder layer. You can barely even see it. I'm laying it down. Let's say this whole stripe is about to be turquoise. You don't see any of my pencil lines or marks. And yes, it's going to curve up into here. This whole section is about to be considered a turquoise section. It's incredibly, incredibly light. So I'll decide to make the next section pink. And it's incredibly light. And yeah, it'll even bump up into here because this is part of this. It's just a raised up version of this down here. It's an incredibly light powder layer. It's prepping the surface for more complex blending later. It's not meant to make the stripe pink. All it is prepping the layer or the surface for more complex shading of pink layers later. And yeah, we're getting close to the edge, and it's our first project where we start getting close to the edge. I hold my finger down because if I don't, you want to see what happens, see how it's getting all wiggly, and that's when your paper gets all bent. When you get close to the edge, you take a finger, it's very simple, and hold it down. Magic. And you come over with your next color. See, I'm still holding down the edge of my paper with my other finger. Just laying down a powder layer. Very simple. And yeah, it's going to be bumped up. The magenta gets bumped up on top with these upside down U's. And my magenta is about to go back down into the original line. Still doing a powder layer. And look, I'm getting close to the edge, so I'm gonna hold it down with my other hand. There's no reason to ruin my art when I get close to the edge. It's very simple to take my other hand. It's like, what is your other hand even doing? Give it something to do. Have it hold down the other side of the paper. Fill up your whole paper with a nice light powder layer. Seriously, light. You can hardly even see it. It's meant to prep the surface. So here is my very light powder layer with my pattern of turquoise, pink, and magenta. I'll go ahead and put up a final image of what we're about to do. We're taking a black, a dark purple, or a dark blue. Choose one of those. Choose either black, dark purple, or dark blue. And we're going to make the shadow come from the left and right of the wrist, the left and right of the hand, and a left and right of each finger. And the shadow is, I wouldn't really make it a completely, totally dark 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I would maybe just do like some 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 fades. So on here, for example, I'm going to need to fade on the left side of the finger and the right side of the finger. Some 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 fades. So I'm going to start very nice and slow, back and forth motions. It's going to start out pretty dark, and I'm going to slowly fade it out. I'm going to carry it down. It's pretty dark, not completely level 6 darkness. You see how I keep going over the same spot over and over? And then I slowly start pulling my hand outward and fading it out. I go back close to the finger line. I do several sweeps in one spot, and then I slowly start sweeping out and away, fading it out. Coming back over here, over many times, and then start slowly pulling it out more. I might go in and fix my shadows. If there's too much of an abrupt change between the dark and the light, I might add some more small circles to blend it in better, so the change has more of a gradual fade. And look, I'm taking my time, because that's what professionals do, is they take their time. Slowly fading things out and away. Shadow kind of curves a little bit, getting closer to here. When you finish one finger all the way down to where it meets your hand, let's just stop. Let's go ahead and let's do this first, okay? I might do a transition a little more into here at the top. Let's just finish this first. Pause the video and make sure you... I know that it's strange because most of you are right-handed and you traced your left hand. And on my page I have my right hand because I'm left-handed. But come over to the tip of your thumb and you're going to pull that shadow down. I know it will be reversed on yours, but we're going to skip this. Come over to the tip of your thumb, doing small circles like level 4 darkness. Level 4, slowly fading it out into the whiteness of the page, taking my time. It's always darker closest to the hand, fading it out. So I'm going to stick to one side. So on mine, I'm sticking to the left side. If you're doing this with the other hand, you might be sticking to the right side. So I'm going to go up to this finger at the top and just stay. See, I'm all staying on the shadow on one side of the hand. I'm going to keep looking at this one side of the hand. It's dark closest to the finger, and it starts slowly fading away. I'm going to skip over here and stay on this side. I think I'm going to, I'll put shadow on the other side, but it won't be as dark. So maybe thinking of just doing a 3-2-1 type of shadow on the opposite side and keeping one side considerably a darker shadow than the other. Because having a variety of different types of shadows also makes something look more realistic. So if all on one side you've done 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 shadows. Then on the opposite side of the finger, you're going to do maybe 3, 2, 1 shadows. Just 3, 2, 1s. Definitely not as dark, like barely noticeable little shadows. 3, 2, 1 fades. Still has to fade even though it's barely noticeable. So like over here on my thumb, I'll still have a little bit of a shadow, but it's not going to be as dark as the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to do a 3, 2, 1. So coming over to the other side, still doing a shadow, but it's a 3, 2, 1 fade. And I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1 fade on this whole entire side of my hand. Okay, so our powder layer is considered a level 1 pressure. So we already have level 1 color pressure all over. Choose your color that's at the very bottom, like I have turquoise. And on the edge, I'm going to do level 3 pressure. It's not heavy. Level 3 pressure, level 2 pressure, and it'll fade into the level 1 powder that's already there. On the other side, I'm going to do level 3 pressure, level 2 pressure, and have it fade into the powder that's already there. And then the actual band, the rest of it is going to be considerably darker than the wrist. So I'm going to come over now and do level 6 pressure in that shadow, mixing that shadow really good. Level 6. And then 5, 4, and 3. Level 6. 5, 4, and 3, and the rest of the band is actually going to end up being a level 3. See, I'm getting close to this corner and I'm holding it down because I'm not willing to ruin my art just because I'm too lazy to hold down the corner. So this whole thing is considerably darker than the wrist because it's 6, 5, 4, 3, and inside of the wrist it's a 3, I can make it a tad bit darker, a 3, 2, and a 1. I need to do that to the other side. Come over here in this shadow, I'm going to do a level 6 pressure with my colored pencil. Level 6, small circles, fading it to a 5, 4, and 3. And I'm holding down my edge because I'm not willing to ruin my paper just because I'm too lazy to hold down the edge. So it's darker here, fades out, considerably lighter on the inside. Do the same thing with my pink. On the inside, I'm going to do a 3, small circle 3, fade it into a 2, and fade it into the 1 that already exists on the paper because our powder layer already is a level 1 pressure. And then on the other side, a 3, 2, 1 pressure. Then when I get on this band though, I'm going to go level 6 pressure, hardest as possible in that shadow. Level 6, fade it out to 5, fade it out to 4, fade it out to 3. Coming over here in this shadow, it's level 6, hard as the pressure goes, then fading it out to level 5, 4, and 3. And I know the magenta looks like pink right now, but it's about to definitely turn into a magenta. With my magenta on the inside at the edge, I do a level 3 pressure, and I pull it inward to a level 2 pressure, and then it fades into the level 1. Then I come back on the inside, on the left side, come back to a level 3 pressure, slowly small circle it into a level 2. You don't see any of my pencil marks, it's a slow fade. Then I come over into the shadow with my magenta. In the shadow, it's a level 6 pressure. This is where my magenta is really about to stand out. Level 6 pressure, heaviest pressure. Level 6 then fades into a level 5. Level 4. Level 3. You do that the whole way up. Same thing with the fingers. On the inside of the fingers, it's a 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. On the outside of the fingers in the shadow, it's 6, 5, 4, 3. It's always that. But Miss Rachelle, what about when I get in between the fingers? How do I keep doing a 6, 5, 4, 3 fade if it abruptly starts going in between the fingers? Well, you do in between these, it's 6. Go ahead and do your 6 circles level, and you go ahead and do your small circles 6, and then it just fades into a 5. Because if it's going 6, 5 this way and 6, 5 that way, then it just cancels it out into a 5. Same thing with here, inside the shadow, level 6 dark circles. On this side, level 6 dark circles, and then when you start fading it into the 5, the rest cancels itself out, and it just ends up being a level 5 shadow. Well, what do I do about the very top? What level is that? You're going to go back over in these completely empty ones and just have level 3 pressure. Like I went ahead and chose this same level 3 and just continued the level 3 pressure across the whole thing. I'm about to get my pink and do a level 3 pressure across this whole one, and my turquoise and do a level 3 pressure across that as well.